This, I feel like this is gonna be 2 parts. Maybe it'll be one really long one, but it'll probably be split into 2. Good. And then I'm gonna make another Q&A, and that's probably gonna be split into 2 because I have so many questions.
Passion is everything when it comes to stepping into self. It's your girl Poe, P-O-E, your favorite tree. If you want to follow me, you can check me out at Poeism. Peace.
So, of course, even though I don't even know when like the last time I don't think I ever did a Q&A on my YouTube. I've done plenty of Q&As on like my other platforms and definitely a million on Instagram. So like I have a shitload of questions that I didn't answer that I have answered. And so I'm just gonna answer these questions while also doing like makeup, like, you know, because I had just I trimmed my hair. I want it to be a twofer, okay? So what is it called? Appealing in an auditory way and also in a visual way, okay? And also excuse the lighting because my lighting ain't all that right now, but so for the first question, is every natural hair person have curly hair, or is it just me? I don't have natural curly hair. I think as long as hair is growing out of your follicle, you have natural hair, but I don't believe that every person has curly hair because everybody's texture is different, everybody's porosity is different, everybody's like length and thickness and thinness is different even within those categories. I think every person has the ability to be natural, but I don't think that every person has natural curly hair. Okay, you still want to get my back. Oh Lord. I don't know how I'm supposed to get stuff done. How? So she got a haircut. Ain't she the cutest little old lady in the world? I let my butt girl. Any good book suggestions? I made a video, a pretty in-depth video. I think I went live. It's on my page where I really just go in on some of the books during that time that I was, because I'm like constantly reading stuff, and now that we have phones, like, and there's all these different technological advances, like there's just so many different new ways of like being able to reach books. So I'm just gonna have them all like lined up, from like spirituality to self-improvement to stuff that's like within sociology and therapy. Really a lot of self-help books. When it comes to fiction, I'm more of like, I love sci-fi, mystery stuff. That's more for like entertainment wise, not necessarily like, you know, but a lot of times I know some people ask about books, they want books that's like, you know, for the most part, almost like self-help things. But yeah, those aren't the only things I like to read. What inspired you to become a poet? Actually, when I was younger, I was probably like in the 6th grade, I had read Tupac's poetry book, A Rose That Grew From Concrete, which I feel like the majority of people have heard, or I mean, first of all, heard of Tupac, but maybe not everybody read the book, but I read it and I was just so like, you know, he was very specific in his pains and his wants, his desires, his fears, and I was just so, I don't know, I was just so enamored by how well he was able to express how he felt, and how much I could relate. So that's when I really got like into his music and everything. And then maybe like by the time I was 12, which is what is that, like 6th, 7th grade? Yeah, I wrote my first book, and it was, my first poem, and it was called Never Will I Ever. So Never Will I was a repeat poem. It was 8 lines, and each line started with Never Will I Ever, Never Will I Ever, Never Will I Ever, Never Will I Ever, and I just kind of like, you know what I mean? And then after that, I mean, like, writing it felt good because, I mean, it's true, when you journal, it's, you know, I know it's very popularized now, but like when you journal and like just whatever is in here or in here, you let it out either by your mouth or you let it out writing it down. Like you're letting it out, like, and it's out, and so it feels like a release, you know, like it feels like a release, and I just didn't want that feeling to go away. So I was definitely finding all different ways to express release. That's why I danced and like did everything that was like definitely artistic that I could get my hands on, because I was like releasing. How do you find purpose? I made a video, shot directly, you can like, you know, watch it. But I think purpose have a lot to do with, it has a lot to do with creation. Like we were created, humans were created. We were created for a purpose. I mean, we're created for a purpose, right? A higher being, whatever you believe in, something above human power, but through human ability, right? Through, you know, insemination and birth and stuff like that, we exist. And I just feel like for something so great like that, the creation of earth, the creation of life, to exist, then that means that life must continue that path, which means that I should probably be creating too. Like if I was created, why don't I create as well? Now, when it comes to what I create, that can mean anything, right? Creation could just be like, I create opportunities for other people. I create safety in the community. I create actual art. I create music. I create poetry. It doesn't really matter what the creation is. It's something from self, coming out of self. And I feel like that has a lot to do with my purpose. Me finding myself and understanding myself and healing myself so that I, to my best ability, can create and thus create this line of creation. Because then whatever I create will create, and then whatever I inspire to, they'll create. And then whoever they inspire, they'll create. And then whoever they inspire, they'll create. And it just becomes this line domino effect of creation, because technically that's what the world is about. It's about the ecosystem, the circle of life, the circle of creation. For self, you know, I was able to figure that out myself by, you know, tending to my feelings and finding that I was able to use different mediums to express my feelings. It just depends on the person and what exactly is important to them for them to find their purpose. What inspired your style? The moments of love I see you. Thank you, Justine. But when I was younger, I used to be in my mom's closet a lot. And I definitely wore a lot of like hand-me-downs, did a lot of thrifting, did a lot of, you know, goodwilling and Salvation Armying. And I found a way to be resourceful with whatever I had. Being able to be resourceful, I was able to see things with more value. So, you know, I went something that maybe somebody would throw away, an outfit, pants, shirt, top, bottom, whatever. I would find a use for it. I'll find a way. I'll change it into a headscarf. I'll change it to a neck scarf. I'll change it to an arm sleeve. I'll put it, you know what I mean? Me just doing what I had, and I was able to apply that. Once I clearly became older and I had more resources, that made it a little bit easier, because now I could use a skill that I had. I had this resourcefulness while also having more resources. On top of me just loving like colors and 90s, being in my mom's closet. And so like those in that area was really like, I love that. Then of course being inspired by my native background, my cultural background, because that's like part of like my tattoos and my makeup and different things like that. After that, I just kind of like to just try new things. When I was younger, I used to really like just do stuff. I would just try all the, even like if people would just have weird reactions to it or, you know, not like it or whatever case may be, I just like to try. And so in that way I was able to find what I actually like, because I was giving myself a chance to like things, because I don't know everything that exists out there. So why not try different things? So I'll be able to see what maybe I'll like a certain color more than other color, but I never noticed because I never tried to mix these different colors or try this different color or you know, try this type of material or whatever case may be. You know, just trying new things, even if it isn't like popular or cool, whatever. And even if it is popular, cool, whatever. Like, you know, just trying. And I think that was, you know, giving myself space to figure out what my style is. Even if it changes or upgrades or goes back to the same, like just giving myself the space to try that. Between your dancing and writing, which medium makes you feel more? I get extremely, I'm definitely extremely vulnerable with both mediums. Like, I can get very, very emotional when I don't have either going on in my life, or there's too much going on where I can't put as much attention on the two. I could tell how bottled up I could feel, because it's literally my top way of expression. I think one doesn't make me feel more vulnerable than the other. I think they each make me feel vulnerable in different ways. Writing makes me feel more vulnerable in a like self, like internal way, like how, like feeling, untouched intangibles. Dancing makes me feel more vulnerable in a physical way, because I really had to learn and love my physical body to even be comfortable enough to dance. Dance is such a, it's a sport, first of all, but like it's such a, it could be a weighing thing on your mind if you don't have confidence in yourself, in your own body, whatever, how you dress, your body shape, you know, what your body can do, because there's different levels to dance. Like, you know, having that confidence within my physical body, I have to trust my physical body, want to be able to do certain things, but also have to just have that maximum and minimum level of confidence and know that like I'm beautiful in whatever I do, because, you know, I love it and because I love me, and like I am doing the best for me. Like, you know what I mean? It's this thing where, you know, when you go to train or you go to class, like you're not really, I mean, of course you could interact and communicate, but you're not there for anyone else. Like, that's why there's a mirror there. When you look in the mirror, you can see yourself in the mirror. You know what I mean? Like, you can't see other people's reflections, meaning like, you can see them through the mirror, but like you're not them looking at their reflections. You know what I mean? The only reflection you can see out of your eyes really is, once you look up, is the first thing you see is you. So it's just like, when you're in these spaces, it's about you. Like, it's about you and whatever you're able to push your mind, which is ultimately pushing your body to achieve. That's when I started dancing. And with writing, it's just like I'm very emotional with feelings, because like how I said, I was inspired by Tupac initially. Then I found all these other inspirations, you know, inspired by Toni Morrison and Audre Lorde and Maya Angelou. So like, you know, being vulnerable with feelings, just that feelings, it's a whole another level. And so that's why I wanted to find a way to mesh the two. And I have a bunch of work, like if you look at my poetry page or whatever, I have a couple of visuals and short films where I am finding a way to bridge the two, because dancing is just poetry in motion. Like, it's literally poetry, but with your physical body. And then poetry is dancing, but just with words. They're actually very much more similar than people perceive them to be, and they're just both very important to me. So yeah. Yeah, that's gonna be it for this one. And this, I feel like this is gonna be 2 parts. Maybe it'll be one really long one, but it'll probably be split into 2. Good. And then I'm gonna make another Q&A, and that's probably gonna be split into 2, because I have so many questions. Thanks for watching. Make sure you check out the different videos that I mentioned. About a handful of stuff. It's gonna be in the description box below. If you do have questions that you want me to answer, you could just share them with me, send them to me, email them to me, DM them to me, put them in the comments, you know, whatever. Float your boat. Until next time.